This time on cherry picking, we're cutting it real close on the 67 F250 Highboy. Will we make it to Diff Dunkin Jamboree? Don't know yet. Forgot to start recording a little bit sooner. We already started taking the cab apart. Seats are already out, sill plates are out. We're literally about to take the gas tank out right now in order to get to the rear cab bolts. And then after that, we have to take the clutch rod off and the shifter, and then we got to pull the carpet out so that we can get to the hump, because that's going to be where we don't know where the ZF5 is going to fit right, so we're going to get the hump out. So we're going to take the gas tank out and, well, get everything else out. Oh, and I, of course, buried the factory. We got to go around the factory cab mounts.
Go that way.
Okay, wind is really starting to pick up, folks, but we've got everything out of the interior and all the bolts except for the core support bolts undone. So it's about time to move a cab, even though the wind is picking up. So this will be fun. It's like a sail floating through the sky. But we got to move the truck first because it's currently half in the gravel, half in the concrete, and we need it in the center of the concrete because the way we're gonna lift this thing off, this big boy, is with a gantry crane that my dad has because we don't have a lift. So let's move the truck. Also, welcome back. If you've been enjoying this series, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Be sure to hype it down below and like and comment. Tell me what you want to see next. It's currently Thursday. We have one day. I think I mentioned that already, but I'm just gonna repeat that. I basically have one day, and I still have to figure out exhaust, clutch, bleed the brakes, and make some brake lines. And I'm still missing one incorrect U-joint, so let's keep going. Front bumper's coming off. Step one. All right, now the core support bolts, and then this thing's ready to come off. I will say, I don't know about other years, but for 67 specifically, the front cab mounts, for one thing, the inspection cover plate has 4 bolts instead of just 1 with a tab. The other thing is, it's not a captive bolt and nut, so you actually have to loosen both, rather than the rear cab mounts and later trucks that, to our knowledge, have a captive nut inside the mount for the body. The rear on it did, but the fronts didn't for some reason. Don't know why. They might have been replaced, who knows. Let's get this core support bolts off and then get a gantry crane out here, and this thing's coming off. Now, your core support bolts may not be as cleanly exiting your frame as mine. I'm getting really lucky. They're not that rusty at all. There's a little bit of rust right in the center, but for the most part, this undid right away. So you might have to cut yours off and get new ones because that's how they all are. So anyways, one left. Oops. I want to polish my grill. It would look so much nicer if it was shiny. Yeah, it's not. I mean, we lucked out, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's a super nice grill. It's a good grill. All right, folks, it's time for the cab to come off. All right, folks, it's time for the hood to come off, then the cab. Apparently, I forgot to press record. Hood's off. So now we just have to get the gantry crane out from over there, and then we'll show you how we take it off. It's going to be a fun one with this. It's only about 20 miles an hour today, so it's not too bad. But this is the last time this truck is ever going to be two-wheel drive. 10 years we've had this truck running and driving, and it's been a good 10 years. It's done us real good. We've probably put 50 or 60,000 miles on it in those 10 years. Hard miles, very hard miles. It's gone through 2 motors, 2 transmissions, 3 rear ends. We did keep changing ratios. Well, no, we had one that whined. That was pretty bad.
Yeah,
but we did change ratios. But yeah, it's been a hard 10 years, and now this has been something I've been dreaming about for, gosh, I don't even know. It's been about since that time, probably 8 years really, is when I really got serious about looking for a 4x4 frame. And may not be a big deal to some people, but for those who get it, get it. And it is now Thursday, let me check the time, at 4 o'clock. I'm supposed to be leaving tomorrow, but we do have a bunch of stuff to still figure out even after we get this cab on. There's a whole bunch of stuff to hook back up. So we'll see. I'll probably be going late into the night, trying to get as much done as possible. So let's get this thing off. your head. I like that. All right, well, it's aluminum, so you know. A lot of water in there.
They roll great.
Oh, it's also on concrete.
No, but I mean they spin.
Yes, they spin and they roll great. And what about crack? Let's pull this cab off. All right, folks, it's that time. We are ready to pull a cab. Yes, every single thing to my knowledge. Now, do we want to open this back window so we can let air go through, or just... I'm a little worried about airflow. And so what we're going to do is we've got this big 4x4 here that we're going to span across the window channels to lift up on. Now, these have relatively sturdy doors, so I'm going to hope it doesn't bend or hurt anything, because this is a pretty nice truck for the most part. As much as it looks like crap, it's a nice truck. It's got pretty good body, but we're gonna shove this through. So basically, we've got two chains on the gantry hoist, okay? And I don't know exactly how we're gonna hook them up. He does. But we're gonna run a ratchet strap from the core support to somewhere on the cab, and then hook on the 4x4, and then lift the whole thing, and hope that the floor clears this motor, and then hope that it clears that motor. And I don't think we're gonna get enough height. But actually, no. If this goes all the way up, I think we'll be fine. If we can get the roof of the cab
To the beam.
to like, well, it won't go to the beam, but it'll go to at least like right here. Now what? Make sure that door is fully closed. So unfortunately, the plan was to try to keep the front clip on the cab, but we're not going to be able to get the balance right, and it's too windy, so it's probably too dangerous anyways. So we're taking the front clip off, which really isn't that bad. There's two bolts, one on the bottom of the fender and one inside the door that hold the back of the fender on. 3 bolts on the firewall on each side, 2 bolts for the fenders on each side, 2 more bolts that hold the inner fender rubber piece to the firewall, and then wiring, basically. So we're just finishing up the wiring. I think this is the last thing, actually, and then we should be able to just pull this front clip off, which makes the whole thing lighter anyways, so. Oh well. I forgot to press record. It's off. That was really easy. Weighed nothing. And what's even cooler is the fact that I can actually finally see the factory two-tone that's on my truck. For the first time ever. That side doesn't, but look at that side.
I just realized we did.
All right, well, that's the front clip. So now I guess it is time for the cab. Okay, it's finally later. I actually ended up getting all of the bed bolts undone. Mine were not frozen solid, thankfully. I took my hitch, my bumper, my spare tire and spare tire carrier, everything off the back. The only thing left on the bed is the wiring. But we're ready. It looks a lot darker than it actually is. I mean, it's kind of dark because the clouds came in, and there's no clouds over there, but they're not over here, so it's dark over here. So that's cool. Although it is about 6:37. I don't even know, actually. It's probably 7 o'clock now. But we're gonna get this cab up, and we're gonna slide it over, and we're gonna hopefully just set it right on this chassis and hope that there's absolutely zero cutting, massaging, or anything I need to do for this 460 and the ZF5. We're gonna hope. Let me just push. What if we just push the gantry cane back so that it's not pushing against the...
Yeah, why don't you try that?
Yeah, just push it back. I'm putting my knee against the A. It's not, it's actually an inch or 2 inches. What was that? Where is it gonna hit? I mean, as long as you keep it even. We need to go towards that. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, you put. Okay. Woo! He's got to move. Yeah, I'm turning. Huh? Huh? Okay, we have to go back. We just have to go probably right there. Oh, hang on.
That's the,
Can you lift up, Ian? Yeah. Just lift the front of the cab.
Well, no, he can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch your foot though. Right there. Right there. That's okay. So this is where the stock cab mount bolts. This is where the Highboy one bolts, or the F350 as well, because it bolts on the outside of the frame because the transfer case cross member's in the way. So I'm going to take a step bit and drill that out on both sides, and then we'll set it down.
Centering.
Nah, it's fine. He's right. We'll just lower it. We do have to go slow once we get close. I don't know. Well, you got to be right in the. Yeah, you got to be in front of it. Oh, actually, we're going to clear the firewall. Barely, but we're going to clear it. It's on, and it fits. It's on, folks. It's getting dark. We have a bed to do, but cab is on, and it is really tall considering it doesn't have a lift kit to my knowledge. Or are we rolling it back? Oh. That's still recording. Okay, we're trying to get to bed. Are we going in the yard with it? Oh, but we have to come forward with that side. Into the yard. Well, I guess Rob is supposed to go off. We're about to. Well, let me put this on the back. This is actually the smartest way. Watch the behind you, Dad, but you're gonna trip. It's not that I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. All the tools in front of me. Right there. Come down. Watch yourself, Ian. Are we going to clear the other side, though, of the bed? Is there anything we're going to crush when we set it down, though? Okay, so, hi, it's the next day, and the truck is on the frame, as you kind of saw last night. Unfortunately, we ran out of daylight and time, and to be completely honest, it's already kind of late in the day. It's 2:40 right now. Today is Friday. Today's the day I'm supposed to be driving out to Gorman. It's not happening, at least not today. There's just way too much to do, and we were fighting a bunch of stuff that I didn't expect. I got up early this morning and started working on this thing, and I got all of the drive shafts in. I put new U-joints because needed to have another completely different U-joint for the ZF5. It turns out I needed a 1350 for the ZF5 output to a 1310 for the intermediate drive shaft side. So had to get that done, got that pressed in, got them all in this morning, tightened all the U-bolts. That's all good and dandy. And then I went ahead and started trying to put the cab together, and we actually got the cab bolted down. I had to go chase some parts because the cab bolts I had were too short, so I had to go steal some. I ended up getting some from a 69 two-wheel drive truck that I have for parts. Just happened to be just long enough. So the cab is completely bolted down now. The core support, I got the whole entire front clip completely attached. It's bolted on. We went ahead and my dad's been working on the wiring pretty much all morning. So all the wiring is back to where it was before. Currently, he actually went home to go wire wheel because I don't have one here, the steering shaft that we're putting in. So he's going to be doing my steering very shortly here. And I've been fighting rear brakes basically most of this day at this point, because unfortunately I haven't checked the driver's side yet, but on the passenger side I went to go change the wheel cylinder and the rear brakes were missing and broken all of the hardware, at least on the passenger side. I don't know about the driver's side yet. I really hope it's not as bad. I was missing every single spring basically, except for the ones that hold the shoes on, and I did not order a hardware kit for the rear. I ordered one for the front. I don't know how I missed getting one for the rear, if I just chose not to. I don't know, but it was missing everything. So I had to come to my old frame and tear that apart, and that turned out to be a nightmare because for some reason the adjuster wasn't adjusting enough, and there's a lip on the wheel cylinder, on the drum, and it was a fight. It probably took us almost an hour and a half to get this off, and we don't want to destroy it. I know some of you are thinking just beat it with a hammer and break it. We don't want to destroy it. This was a good rolling chassis, still is a good completely rolling chassis. So I just had to steal the brake hardware out of this. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how the other side looks, and I'm about to go do it because I literally just finished up on the driver's side. Actually, I still have to tighten the axle bolts, but I literally just finished up and I'm about to put the rear wheels on for the first time. It's been a nightmare. Like I said, it's about 2:40 right now, and I'm supposed to be gone. I actually was planning on leaving around 11 or 12 today, maybe actually a little bit later than that, because I think the first guy's getting there around 4, and I just don't think we're going to make it tonight. We still have to deal with the exhaust. We still have to deal with the clutch, which right now the clutch is actually the big thing. The exhaust I may have figured out. I might be stealing the one off of my dad's truck that I've taken all the other parts off of, because that one is made for this same thing, so it might fit right on here. It might bolt right on. But I still have to put the entire engine bay together. We have to put the radiator in, hook up the alternator. I got to go steal pulleys off of his truck because he had special pulleys that I wasn't aware of. So I got to get the pulleys, put the entire engine together, hook up the cooling system, hook up the fuel system, plumb a fuel system, put everything back in the cab. I'm still clearancing the tunnel. There's just a lot. Still have to run brake lines. I started plumbing brake lines this morning. That was actually one of the things I was doing, was fixing the front brake line that was missing, and I'm too short, so I actually need a piece. I have shocks, but they're not here for about an hour, so I'll be getting shocks. He's working on steering, still got to do brakes, clutch, still have to make a bracket to put on the firewall. It's a lot of stuff, folks. I mean, I don't have to keep reiterating it, even though I will. Still got to do the front bumper, still got to do the rear bumper, which have to drill holes for the rear bumper. The front bumper would bolt on, except for my brackets are destroyed. I think my dad was working on those earlier, so they might be closer to being done. And then after all that, we still have to bolt the bed on, which means I have to drill holes to bolt the bed on. So I'm just going to keep plugging away. I'm probably not going to record a lot of it because it's a lot of slow, tedious work. I'll show you what we do for some of the things, but for the most part, it's just tedious, same old, same old. So I'll see you when we're back, and hopefully the truck is on the ground and rolling on its own. And then hopefully we're bleeding brakes and getting a clutch set up and hooking up the steering. Okay, hey, it's been a while. Clearly it's dark. I don't think I've recorded in a while because unfortunately we're not making it to Jamboree tonight. Now technically Jamboree starts tomorrow morning, but a bunch of the guys go out on Friday night and have a much more chill, relaxed camping night, which I was hoping to make, but we're not going to, and it is what it is. Basically I failed, so title of this might be clickbait. I don't know. Oh, my dog's barking. Anyways, we didn't make it. At least, not yet. It's currently about 9 o'clock. I just had to run and pick up shocks because there's no front shocks on this thing, and I couldn't find a good used set anywhere. So unfortunately, I had to spend some money I didn't want to getting some shocks. But as you can see, the truck is kind of looking like a truck right now. Now, that is very superficial because that's just body parts. But the cab is completely bolted on, the front clip is completely bolted on, the hood is bolted on, the wiring in the engine bay, I believe, is all back together, at least enough I know for sure I can put my headlights back on. But what we still have to do right now, I mean, we have to do a lot of stuff. We still have to deal with brakes because I have to plumb a bunch of brakes and the differential proportion or differential valve, as well as the hard lines. I've got a hard line started from the passenger side because unfortunately the brake lines on this truck were completely just missing and not intact. We still have to drill the bed, which I'm going to be doing right now after I am done recording this. I'm only going to put 6 bolts in it for now. It would have had 8 from the factory. The 8th bolt is not accessible from the top of the bed. You actually have to, what I'm going to have to do, because I don't have a short enough drill bit for the frame, is mark it somehow from the inside underneath the bed with some paint or something, take the bed off, then drill the hole, set it back on, and then we can have an 8th bolt. Now, I don't think it's really going to matter because we're not hauling anything big or crazy right now. It's just some camping gear and a very light camper shell, so it won't matter for this trip. So I got to drill the 6 bed holes. We did align the bed. Earlier before my dad left. I made sure we got the hood, the bed, and then the gas tank, because those were the things that were a little hard for me to do by myself. Gas tank's full of gas, obviously. But today was kind of wasted, unfortunately, on the brake debacle that I just had to go through. What else? We also fixed my front bumper brackets. They were wildly bent, and I got those for 25 bucks a few weeks ago off an F350. So those are actually, I want to paint them, not going to happen, but they're ready to bolt on, so we'll get those bolted on tonight as well. They're probably still tweaked, so I don't know if the front bumper will bolt on tonight, but that's the plan. Anyways, it's still a lot of stuff, so I'm probably just going to throw up a bunch of time lapses because it's really dark and I don't have great light, although I do have, finally, let's see if I open this guy. I got an under hood light. It's pretty bright. It's actually a KC under hood light. It's pretty neat. It's magnetic and it's got hooks. It's rechargeable, which, you know, is nice. Got that for my birthday. Didn't even ask for it, but that was actually a really great gift because I've been needing one and I just didn't want to spend the money on one. So I'll be using that. And yeah, there's still a lot to do because even though I still have all this like outer body stuff where I have to drill the bumpers, the rear bumper, put the front bumper on, put the headlights on, headlight buckets, drill the bed, bolt the bed together, put the gas tank back in and bolt it back. It's in, but it needs to be bolted back in. But it needs to be bolted back in. Still have to do brakes, still have to figure out the clutch situation, which that's going to be the biggest issue. Still have to do the exhaust. Still have to finish steering, although we did, let me show you. So, steering. I'm going to probably correct myself tomorrow once we actually get into this. But there are so many different variations of Ford steering and steering columns, inner, outer shafts, power steering, manual steering, early and late, stud length, and all that. Here's the thing. This is going to be a combobulation of stuff, so I can't promise that everything I'm doing right now will work exactly for you. What I am doing is I got a factory Ford Highboy steering shaft, which is about 2 to 3 inches longer than the lowboy shaft. Found that out because I had a lowboy shaft, but not a highboy one. Got a highboy one. It has the slip knuckle that I actually had to, well, my dad did this, thank God, because he fought with this for a while too, just because, you know, old parts. Took this off the lowboy one because this one was missing, put it on this, greased it. Then we actually drilled out the Zerk fitting because it was broken off, put a new one in, I greased this joint, so it's all greased up, good to go, okay? This shaft is not the shaft out of my truck because my truck was a power steering with a later column in it. At this point, I don't even know what year, but it's like a dent-side column because it has hazard signals on the column itself. But it has too short of a shaft. The Highboys actually used basically a power steering outer column with a manual steering inner shaft that extended down further than the power steering would in order to get to the length needed to get this thing basically straight to the steering box. It's a bunch of hodgepodge, really, and it's not really the best design. It's the design they went with that they had at the time. But we had to, this is actually a regular steering shaft. This isn't special. This is one off of a manual steering column that we actually torched the end off. We heated it up because they're oven brazed and then knocked off the flange. And then we went ahead and fixed the splines because they do swedge them just a little bit on that flange. So we just cleaned it up, put the splines in, and then drilled the notch for the bolt that goes through this. Now the other side, I am actually going to have to cut the tip off mine because I have a 67 that has a very, very short one for the steering wheel and horn. So I have to cut probably ½ inch off this. But this will all go together tomorrow when my dad is back and I can work on other things. It's been a lot of talking. I haven't really recorded a lot this video because it's been literally 2 days of just jam-packed nonstop, 5, 6 a.m. till who knows at night, 1 a.m.-ish. And it's going to be like that again tonight. And even after all that's said and done, I still got to hook everything back up on the motor, hook up and wire the alternator, hook up all the coolant lines, get the gas situation hooked up because it's kind of funky on this frame. And then we still don't know if the motor's going to run right since I put a crank in it from a used motor with new bearings. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. I'm stalling because it's late and I don't want to work much, but I got to get this thing done. I'm not going to make it tomorrow morning. Of course the card fills up. I'm not going to make it by tomorrow morning. I don't see that happening at all because exhaust and clutch are really a big problem, and brakes actually, and steering as I'm sitting here holding this. There's a lot, but I'm going to keep jamming out. So I might time-lapse some of it, I might not, and I might pop back in a second and say, hey, so we got most of this done and we're about to leave. I don't know, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit upset, disappointed in myself that I couldn't make this goal. This was a lot of work, for sure. It would have been a lot easier if I didn't have to custom do a bunch of stuff, especially with the ZF5 and the 460, but honestly, that's not where a lot of this problem is coming in. Well, that's a lie, because the clutch and the exhaust are exactly that problem, but I don't know, maybe it'll be cool when it's done. It sure looks cool. My dad and I both think that there is a lift kit on this thing because it seems way taller than a stock Highboy, and it's only sitting on 33s, so they're not exactly big tires, at least for an off-roader 4x4, and it's pretty tall. So anyways, let's see in a second. And unfortunately, I failed. That's just what the nature of it is. I didn't make it, and I'm not going to. There's just too much to do on this truck, and it ain't gonna happen. The clutch needed to be done. Motor was miles apart, still didn't have brakes, so yeah, not happening, not making it, unfortunately, which means you get to see another part of this when we actually finish this big boy. So, unfortunately, it's been a lot of fails in the recent times of this channel, and it is what it is. But if you enjoyed this video, stay tuned, because there's going to be more parts, because I got to fix it and finish it and be done with it. But go ahead and leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, comment, and, well, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.